What is up? Welcome to Film Villains. This is our follow-up to the 31 greatest horror movies of all time. Welcome back, guys. We just stopped the episode, but now let's follow up and discuss the rest of what we thought of the last 31 and why we're annoyed that some movies didn't make the cut. And let's just have a free, fun conversation. So what did you guys think of that 31? Overall,
damn good movie.
Surprising, but good.
Yeah.
I'm glad
they all belong there, but
there's so many lists that are always kind of the same with Jaws, Living Dead, and like the same ones that are on there. A lot of them that made our list, but not in like the top 3. So it was nice to see, a little bit of variety, knowing all of us have very different tastes.
Yeah.
But
it was surprising
how hard it is to pick those.
Yeah, it was surprising that there were a lot of older classic movies that were not on the list. And when you're going, I mean, I understand that this is more of a favorites list, but it was still sort of surprising the things that were not included. That I'm sure your viewers will be like, wait a minute, what about this one?
Yeah. I mean, because you, Dave, you definitely had a lot of like Universal classics on your, maybe not a lot, but several.
That and some more foreign films for sure.
Yeah. It probably there weren't a lot of foreign films that we had. Maybe Suspiria.
No Fulci, just one Argento.
No Fulci.
Fulci.
The Black Christmas. That's a kind of a
Asian
film.
horror made it in the top 30.
If you count Canada as being foreign,
yeah, I mean, it's pretty much. Looking at the list right now. Let me share this.
I had to put Fulci in there.
I would like at least one.
Let me go.
Not that one.
It's also weird making a list of your 100 favorite. Like, you can totally fucking forget stuff because you're racking your brain trying to come up with this massive amount.
Well, it was really tough.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it was just 2 movies that were not American movies. So I guess we're very. Oh no, The Descent. There we go. There's one more.
I mean, but British, I still, if it's English, if it didn't origin in a foreign language, I would go not quite a foreign film.
Yeah. And even in our honorable mentions, except for, Shaun of the Dead's another British movie. Yep.
Yeah.
All American movies.
No, Shaun of the Dead's the one that didn't get mentioned.
That one didn't get mentioned. Yeah. So I screwed up on
mentioning that.
Maybe I'll put that. I don't know.
Dave Parker did it because he says it isn't a horror movie, and he's got some right to that. But I fucking love that movie.
When I did my list, I submitted like a whole side list to Christian. Like, can I put Beetlejuice in here? Should I put these ones that are? And he's like, yeah, do whatever the fuck you want. And so I wonder, like, does Hocus Pocus and Beetlejuice belong in this list whatsoever? Even though.
But I wouldn't call them the greatest horror movies. Again, it's the title, which is like greatest horror movies.
Yeah.
I mean, to me, I was being very, very pure when I went through it, very objective in the horror and not adding horror comedies or I mean, some like Gremlins are like sort of gateway horror movies for younger audiences. It's like, but to me, it's crazy that Phantasm isn't in the top 30.
Shoot, there's another one.
Yeah. And Phantasm hardly got any. Let me see how many lists it was on.
It was on mine. I think I put Phantasm 2 even higher.
I didn't think of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Eric. Yeah, you did put Phantasm 2 higher, and that it was only mentioned 4 times on 4 lists. So Eric Spudik, Dave, Jared, Jonathan. And then Spudik put Phantasm 2.
I mean, I feel it definitely belongs in that.
And but there wasn't a lot of sequels. on
No,
our
but
top 30.
no, not Phantasm 2, Phantasm 1. I
Oh
think
yeah,
that-
yeah.
And I love that whole series, but yeah.
Well, I also thought it was interesting when we were just coming up with the lists of like Friday 1, Friday 3, Friday 4, like which ones actually belong. Like for me, 4 should have been on there, and I'm glad I got honorable mention. But I'm surprised there wasn't
And
more
one-
sequels because like Dream Warriors is fucking awesome. We all love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
We love one more, I guess, because it started it. But it's almost like, all right, you get the award for the whole franchise, and now your franchise is covered.
Yeah, that,
Exactly.
yeah, exactly. So it was surprising that even Friday the 13th didn't get into that top
Yes.
list
Absolutely.
because
I
of
think that's
the
biggest
whole
surprise.
influence of it and everything.
But how many of them were in the honorable mention is pretty
Sure.
fascinating.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
all
they
ones
were.
that deserved, in a way, it was just battling it out. Deserved to be in there.
Yeah. Dream Warriors was only on 4 lists, which
Hmm.
is weird to me. So it was just.
I mean,
Alex,
I included the first one. I was like, that covers it.
Oh yeah.
That's fair.
But I'll go over. You listen. You guys want to go over the by the franchise? We'll do the top 10 franchises. I don't have graphics for this, but so the number 10 on Hellraiser had 10 different mentions for 3 different movies. So I think it was the first 3 movies.
Okay.
Number 9 was the Alien series. Oh yeah, and this list is if it is a franchise and if it had 2 or more different film mentions. So Alien had a total of 10 appearances and 2 different films. So Alien and Aliens. So only Aliens only got onto one person's list.
Well,
'Cause
yeah, I
it's
think
an
maybe
action film.
Yeah.
What's
more
that?
sci-fi.
It was more of an action film. Is less of a horror
Yeah,
movie than
it's
Aliens.
a sci-fi action film.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So our number 1 movie, A Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that franchise got 13 appearances on our list, and with just 4 movies. So the first 3, I think, and then I think Chris Jimenez. What did you put the remake as one of your
I
top?
put 2003 because I love that movie more, and I know.
You love it
But I
more
do.
than the original.
I love it more than the original. It's a
I
better movie.
I thought the prequel to the remake was way better than the remake.
That's fair.
It was much more of a solid movie, I think. I think we discussed that on your show, Simple Celluloid.
We
I'm
did.
a little surprised part 2 didn't make it up there.
Yeah. Or at the very, I mean, part 2 hardly had any scores.
But again, when you're putting it up against the original,
Area.
Yeah.
it's
So I mean,
And
I
it
bet a
falls
lot of
under
people,
that horror comedy caveat.
and I bet a lot of people just kind of decided on, okay, I'm going to put Texas Chainsaw, and then that'll cover the rest of them. Kind of like you said, Dave, for
sure.
the other franchises.
I mean,
so.
2's a great movie on its own. It became something that you sort of, at first, when you maybe watched it, was like, well, this is really different from the original. And it's such its own thing.
Mhm.
But again, if you're talking about like objectively, which is how I did it, the 31 greatest, it's like, well, 2 wouldn't exist without the original, so it cancels it out, in my opinion.
Okay. Yeah, and that's what a lot of people thought. All right, so the number 7 franchise was Exorcist, with 14 appearances and 3 different movies. Which I like to
Wow.
Say the third is an honorable mention for sure.
Yeah, I think so. And the nun going across the hallway is one of the greatest horror movie moments of all
What
time.
was the third Exorcist that was voted?
Yeah, that's where I'm
Yeah, it
at.
was the
1,
third.
2, and 3.
Who voted for
2?
2?
Who voted for
Eric,
two?
Eric
wasn't-
Spooning,
no,
Eric Spooning did.
No, part 2 is really bad. I mean,
Let's find out. Exorcist, number 2,
Let's just
Jonathan.
hear Eric. Let's just hear
I
Eric.
didn't put 2.
Oh,
I put
wait.
3.
Yeah, you did. I see you put number 2, but you put also number 1973 next to it for some reason.
Where? Actually,
Ah,
Oh,
Yeah.
you
I
fucked
think
that all
that's
up.
that's a misprint.
But no, everyone had Exorcist on their list. You had it in your top 30, Jonathan. But I see you have Exorcist 2, and then you put a 73 there in brackets. So I don't know.
I was trying. If I put 73, I was referencing the first one. That must have been
okay. Well, yeah. Either way,
I buy that.
You put a 2 there. But either way, I have number 3 on my list. Ken and Ashley did, and then Jared had number 3 on their list. So
I'm very curious. What was everyone's number 1?
Oh, everyone's number 1.
Everyone's number 1 pick.
Yeah. So Christopher Jimenez had Horror Hotel, aka City of the Dead, 1960.
Oh wow. Okay.
Just tell us about this movie because I've never seen this movie.
It's a great movie.
Really? It's fantastic. Yeah. And you watch Psycho and you watch Horror Hotel together, and there's a lot of parallels. Horror Hotel started shooting a month before Psycho, the previous year, 59. It takes our main star. She disappears about 30 minutes in. It's a great fucking movie. My God. I've written pages on that film. And to me, the atmosphere, everything else, that's always like my kick off the season movie.
Yeah, and that was one of our
Carbon Pumpkins I watch.
That was one of our anomalies that didn't make it to the rest of the list. I put a list of our top 10 anomalies that didn't make it on anyone else's list. We'll eventually get to that one. But yeah, before we move on, let's go through and finish off our franchises then real quick. Number 6 is with 14 appearances and 3 different movies was Child's Play, which basically kind of tied with Exorcist, so they could have been interchangeable. Number 5 was with 20 appearances and 5 different movies was the Evil Dead series.
Okay.
So I think somebody had the Evil Dead. Oh, Dave, you highly regard.
I had the 2013 Evil Dead on my list of movies for sure.
Yeah, and I think I went with you that night when it opened. You invited me and a bunch of people. With North Hollywood Spooky, you might have been there too.
Yeah, actually, Tammy went, but I didn't go that night.
It was my birthday. Okay. It was my birthday. Oh,
yeah, we went to Tonga Hut afterwards, and yeah, it was a good night.
It's a great movie. It's a brutal remake. I love it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And someone had some other Evil Dead Rises or some shit. Hold on, let me pull that up here. Let's see.
Cool?
Evil Dead Rise. Hunter had that in his top 50 or 60. Yeah.
It was a good standalone movie. I don't really think of it as an Evil Dead movie, but it was a good standalone horror. I enjoyed it.
I still haven't seen it, so we'll need to get on that.
Eric's pretty good.
Eric Spudik's the only one that put Army of Darkness on his top 100,
that's because that was the first Evil Dead that I saw.
It's his top 10, actually. Holy shit!
Yeah, it's spectacular.
And Ken Sledge had, which he wasn't here with us today. He had his number 9, he had in his top 20, the Evil Dead, or not the Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2013. So, all right. So moving on, let's finish off this franchises. The number 4 franchise was Halloween with 23 appearances and 6 different movies.
Wow.
Okay. 6 different movies.
Did Rob Zombie make it in there?
No, there's not one Rob Zombie.
Okay. But a lot of 2, 3, and 4s, I would think.
There is not one fucking Blumhouse or Rob Zombie. So there's 5 of those that didn't make it. But everyone had 1978 on. 3 of us had Halloween 2. Me, Alex, and Spudik. So we all have very good taste. We have better taste than John Carpenter, apparently, because he hates that movie.
I mean, it's a big drop between 1 and 2, but I fucking love it. But
it's very far apart. It's solid.
If one's 100, one's a B plus. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. 5 people had Halloween Season of the Witch, Part 3.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Halloween 4, Spudik had that in his bottom 90 or 80. And
definitely one of the better sequels.
It's a really good movie. Actually,
it is.
When you break it down, get over the mask being what it is, and it's like, it's a pretty solid fucking movie.
It's a solid film.
Yeah, that's the one that had a better edit later on. Like it got chopped to death and came right, or was that 5?
No, that was 6.
6.
Oh, that was 6. Oh, okay, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I need to revisit those up. So Halloween H2O had 2 appearances. Halloween Resurrection had 2 appearances, and that was
What?
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Halloween Resurrection?
Entertainment.
Come
Really?
on.
Are
Are
you-
you doing that just to be ironic? What the fuck? What the fuck?
Alex,
I got
Alex,
a Dave on that one.
If I did, I put it as like 99 or something for like just for this to happen, just so that it would get noted somewhere.
My God.
Fuck that
well,
movie.
Ken Sledge is also with you.
The only thing I'll give that movie is this. If you watch the version that's on the extras where you're just watching the cam footage on its own, they have that cut that's just the head cam footage when they go into the place. It's like, all right, there's a couple moments in that work.
Yeah, but yeah, it was up there for irony's sakes, for sure.
Gotcha. Oh, thank God.
He's a Halloween franchise fan. You know,
I am, but notice I didn't mention any of the fucking Blumhouse movies or
Rob Zombie's
Yeah.
Halloween 2 needs to be on there somewhere. It's so maligned.
I've heard that there's someone out there. I forgot who told me. One of my good friends said Halloween 2 is way better than Rob Zombie's Halloween. So would you like to tell us why? Because I have not seen it.
Halloween 2? Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is better than his Halloween.
Yeah, okay.
No way.
It's just
The director's
yes, it
cut
is because it's batshit fucking
bad.
crazy.
I like the
on
batshit
steroids.
crazy,
Yeah,
but one's a better movie.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not the original. I'm saying Rob
No, I
Zombie.
mean Rob Zombie's
Rob
original.
Zombie's first one is a better movie than his sequel.
I don't think so. I think the sequel is more Rob Zombie than the original, and maybe that's what hits people wrong.
He doesn't have Busta Rhymes fight Michael Myers at all. In either
He
of those.
doesn't, or
Right.
you know, making lattes and shit either. But
Part 2.
All right,
so there is
so
a coffee house.
Rocky
Howard Hessman is making the lattes and Rob Zombie. So there's the little tribute.
All right, so moving on to our number 3 franchise. Number 3 franchise of all time was with 25 movie appearances, list appearances, and 7 different movies was Friday the 13th.
Ah,
But not one Friday the 13th made it on our top 31.
That's crazy. to
so
me.
But
surprising.
3 of them made it in our top 40,
Right.
our extended 40. So, yeah. But and actually, that's one where the remake made it as well.
The remake is maligned
I
unfairly.
love that film.
unfairly.
Yeah, I did not like it when it came out, and I think I liked it more the second time I watched it. It was not so good.
I have a question just amongst you guys though.
Actually,
Why
Jimenez is the only
is
one.
it so
Jimenez is
maligned?
the only one that put 2009 on the list. By the way, yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead, Chris.
No, just why is it so maligned in your guys' opinion?
Because it changed the rules again.
What rules?
That he's a fucking pot farmer and
He's not a pot farmer.
You need to
Okay.
rewatch it, Spooky, because
I saw it in the
Yes.
theater, and that was seriously the first time I was like, this is the first horror movie I don't need to buy in fucking 10 years. Because at that moment, we were buying every DVD as soon as it came out. And that was like, you know what? I guess I don't need to buy movies all the time. Because that one, I was like, and I haven't revisited it. That and Freddy, those two that were the Nightmare remake, were the two that were like, oh, yep, well, you don't need to own everything anymore.
okay, well, you need to revisit that. The Nightmare on Elm Street remake, you don't.
No.
Yeah, I saw it when it came out too, and I hated it. But I watched it recently, and it's not that bad.
Really?
The thing is,
Friday-
it's Friday the 13th. What are you looking for? You're looking for camp counselors. Oh, what? They have sex. They get naked. There's fucking party drugs. Jason's fucking brutal. Don't give me this. Oh, but he runs in this one. Well, he ran
I
like
like the
four
adrenaline.
fucking movies
No, I like
too.
it.
Maybe I'm wrong. It's been so long since I saw it, but
First-
wasn't it like 2 movies? Wasn't there like the intro where
Well,
it
there
was
was
like a
the-
Friday
yes,
13th
there was the
movie, and then it
long
turns
intro,
into like the I'm gonna find my sister because she's gone movie.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
that.
And I liked the
Why?
first movie better, and it ended 25 minutes in, and then I got this other shitty movie at the end of it. So I don't know. It wasn't for me,
Fair.
You're gonna have
especially
to
because
check
I
that
love
out.
all the other Fridays.
All of them.
All of them?
Pretty much, yeah. I love
Even
them all.
Jason X.
Jason
Oh, I
X.
fucking love Jason X.
Jason X has some great
Jason
fucking
Goes
kills.
to
bro.
Hell.
And Jason goes to hell.
I hate Manhattan. Sorry.
Even
I love
Yeah,
Manhattan. I love
Manhattan
Manhattan.
Really?
I love goes to Toronto.
I don't
Jason
hate
goes to
it.
Vancouver.
I like it because it's
Jason
bad.
takes a boat ride.
Jason
Right.
takes a
Yeah.
ship and goes to Vancouver.
He can go to
We all
space.
love that
It's
boxing
okay,
match.
but going to New York is just silly. Come on.
No, I think the best part of that movie is whenever the guys are like, "You just busted our tunes, man. We're gonna fuck you up," and he pulls off his mask and they run. That's the best scene in the whole movie.
Yeah. So our number 2 franchise, which only had 1 appearance on our entire list of top 31, but it had 25 list appearances with 7 different movies, was A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Which
So-
other Nightmare got the most votes? Dream
Uh,
Warriors?
It was definitely here. Let me pull that up. It was number
Dream
3.
Warriors.
Yeah, but Dream Warriors. Hold on one second. Sorry, Nightmare.
Yeah, definitely the best of the sequels.
Yeah, so Nightmare on Elm Street 3 was only on 4 different lists, but actually Dream Master was on 4 lists, including mine. Dream Child.
5.
Dream Child was on 2 lists. Me and Alex, because I'm a Freddy guy. That's my guy. But Freddy's Dead was on 2 lists. Alex and Eric Spudik.
Wow.
That's a
That's
damn good
Spudik,
movie.
Yeah.
I think it's
crazy
underrated.
bastard, you.
No,
Yeah.
that's such a fun film. You can watch that with the crowd anytime.
I saw it when it came
Good
out
luck
with the 3D
finding their
glasses.
crowd to
and-
watch it.
Yeah. And the only person that had New Nightmare was Alex.
Fucking
New
love
Nightmare's a
Nightmare.
great
Fucking love
movie.
it.
It is.
Kick-ass
That
movie.
was not ironic. I love that movie.
I do
No,
too. It's a
Nightmare
great movie.
is great. It's great.
And that's the only franchise that had all 7 real movies on
Represented.
on the list. Yes,
Nice.
you're not counting that some other thing that came out.
That remake thing.
Yeah, that whatever that we
one
won't
that
talk
we don't
about
count.
that kind of shit. Yes.
I
Let's
can't even
remind
hear
everyone that
anything you guys are talking
the
about.
Apartment 7A, that Rosemary's Baby prequel, is a Platinum Dunes movie.
Oh boy. Okay, that explains it all. Did Samuel Bayer direct? Wait, did he?
No,
direct
he
it?
did not. He did not.
I think they kicked him out of the.
I'm still so curious to watch it though. Even
Watch
after
it.
your review, I still am. I'm just because I'm like, what do they do with this? How are they taking it? This
Not a lot.
They don't really do much with it,
Yeah, not a lot.
to be honest. Like, there's nothing there.
I do like that
Isn't there
actress,
2
though,
hours
the-
of hinting
It's
at
a
shit
it's
that
a
doesn't
carbon
happen?
copy, and the filmmaking, like the actual composition, all that stuff is just boring. It's regular.
And yet it doesn't feel like a carbon copy at all because none of it really works.
Yeah.
What I want to know is, did the lead character, did she go to her neighbors and steal their credit cards and go off to different islands like that Netflix movie that girl was in?
Oh
Huh?
shit!
Oh, that character, the actress played.
Yeah, the actress,
Yeah.
whatever her name was. Sorry,
Wasn't there also-
as a comedian, sometimes you try some jokes. Sometimes they land.
Wait,
Sometimes they don't.
you're a
It's a tough
comedian?
room.
When did you become a comedian? This shit talker, baby.
It's an
When
amateur
did
comedian.
this?
You know-
When did this start? When did you become a comedian?
That's
I don't know,
It's
The problem is your sense of humor isn't there, so you don't
Oh,
laugh at my jokes.
aha.
Hey, there we go. We got a
Whoa.
joke off.
Fight words.
All right, so
the
number
girl,
one,
that girl is just on Dancing with the Stars. I saw that on the news.
who is?
The actual girl is out of jail. She's got a bracelet
shit.
on her. What do you call it? The bracelet that they put
Oh,
on
she has
you
a
when you
bracelet?
home arrest.
Oh shit!
And she's on Dancing with the Stars. And
Is she dancing at home?
no, she's on the fucking show.
Oh, they won't let her get out of
Let
the-
her out of jail to go on the show.
Hey, Jonathan, why are you watching Dancing with the Stars?
Yeah, what the
Listen,
fuck, dude? He's got a
I just
girlfriend.
keep up with pop
Unlike
culture,
me and you.
Uh-huh.
all going downhill,
Uh-huh.
idiocracy.
Yeah.
All right, our number one franchise.
I dance in my office all the time by myself.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why aren't
Okay.
you filming that?
Yeah. Come on, fucking Buffalo Bill. Let's do this. Hey, see,
Because there's less to tuck. There's less to tuck, Christian.
Oh,
Yeah, he doesn't need to tuck.
tuck it
All
down.
right, our
Tucking
number one.
required.
All right, our number one franchise with 29 list appearances out of 1,000 with only 4 movies. He did this. Night of the Living Dead franchise.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it
Just
wasn't the Dawn of the Dead remake or the Dawn of the Dead 2 remake or any of those.
Contagium.
It was
Top
Contagion.
three,
Yeah,
the first 3.
yeah, just the first 4.
4.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, the first. The first 3 and the 1990 remake.
Yeah. I
Okay.
yeah.
Oh,
That was on a few lists.
Oh,
90 was wow. That's
really?
cool.
That's
Yeah.
interesting.
yeah. The remake, I think, is one of the best movies of all time. That's a
Yeah.
Yeah, that was on
cranky
your top
film.
10, I think.
I agree with you.
What?
It's great.
Yeah, I wish Tom Savini would have directed more features. You know.
You probably wish the same thing.
No, it works.
Yeah.
No, he
It
could have.
definitely works.
Actually, Jonathan and Spudik had it on their top 20.
Yeah.
11
Wow.
through 20.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen
Explain
it probably 30
yourselves,
or 40
guys.
times.
Explain yourselves.
Great special
I'm
effects.
sure it probably was the time when it came out too. It hit that sweet spot for you guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
was
still
right
remember
at the
watching
right
the trailer.
age.
Yeah, I was
And it
11
was-
years
and
old.
I loved the original, and this was like a fresh take on it. I like that the ending wasn't the same, that he changed it up. I like that there were like it was Tom Savini effects, like the hits, you could feel the hits in all the action. The characters, even though it seems like he casted similar characters, they had their own spin and their own take on it, and they
Barbara was definitely better in the remake.
Yeah, no, yeah, the main, yeah, of course, she's 100% better, especially when she's like, you told me to fight, I'm fighting now, like, those lines.
Yeah.
But even like Mr. Cooper, I love Mr. Cooper in the 90 version.
Oh yeah, Tom Tolles is great.
I'm told.
Yeah. So
He's amazing. Well,
Mosley's
here's a
great
question
in
for you though. Sorry, Dan. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say Mosley's great in everything. Like
yeah,
like pretty much no matter what he's in, he makes the movie a little better. So
100%.
But would you say? What would you say? Would you say Tony Todd or Dwayne Jones? Who's the better Ben?
Ooh, oh man, that's hard.
pretty
because-
close.
They're very different performances though too.
Yeah, they are different performances to an extent. I mean,
But gun to your head,
I'm
man.
gonna go with Tony.
Gun to
I
your
would go
head.
with
Who you
Dwayne
taking?
because I feel like Tony's so Tony Todd and Candyman and a dude we've all met a bunch of times versus Dwayne is like something else.
No, I go with Tony. I go with Tony.
Presence.
Yeah, and I don't even make that connection. That this is Candyman or anything like. Well, it was before Candyman.
It was before Candyman.
Yeah.
So you didn't make that connection.
But yeah, I mean, I think he's powerful. I think he's strong. I think he has a plan. And then it's just kind of that irony at the end of the movie where they're looking, they were looking for the key and he's fucked. And then turns out, oh shit, he's a zombie at the end.
Yeah.
But he makes good decisions. Everybody in this makes somewhat good decisions except for a few people. And they're just fucked. There's no hope really in them getting out of there.
Right.
So, no, and I was, like I said earlier, I was at the right age, like when it came out, and I was a fan of horror movies, and I was watching all it, like what we talked about earlier about, killer clowns and Lost
I mean,
Boys.
I think that peppers are and influences our lists so much, and I didn't put it on the list, but again, I said Return of the Living Dead is my favorite zombie movie to watch because it's so entertaining, and I never get tired of the dialogue and the banter especially between the two guys at the beginning, Tom Matthews and James Karen. But in a lot of ways, Day of the Dead was my Romero zombie movie because of the time when that was like the big impressionable one, even though I had seen Dawn of the Dead by that time, but it was like, but Day of the Dead's new and it's the new effects and everything. So I have a lot of affection and affinity for Day of the Dead, in some ways especially at the time over Dawn, and then I wised up a little bit.
When you're a kid
Dave's
too,
great.
it's like there's a color version of one of your favorite movies. It's like it's new, like you just said, it's new.
It's
It's
just, I mean, the effects were better, and then I was so into at that time, how the effects were done and everything. The Day of the Dead was the exciting one.
I totally agree. When I was a kid, that was so much because it was so gross, right? It was so awesome.
But again, right at the same time, I think Fangoria put out that Scream Greats Volume 1 on Tom Savini. It was at the same time, so it all fed into it. So it was like, it was just that time.
Day of the Dead actually did it almost made the cut. It had 29 points with 5 people's list. So Jonathan, Hunter, me, Eric Spudik, and Jared all had that movie on. So
I think Day of the Dead was in my top 10. It's
Eric's top 10.
How many people put Psycho 2?
Oh, there were. Let me see. Hold on. There were a few.
I think I put that on my list somewhere down the road. If I didn't, it was like because of Psycho. Just thinking objectively, but it's
So Psycho 2, Jonathan and Jared.
Yeah,
just 2 people. But that's also a fucking awesome movie. And
written by Tom Holland.
Yeah. I mean, what a fucking monumental task. Probably one of the most monumental tasks of all horror movie making of all time, right?
At least one of them for sure. Like you're gonna try to do that. Though I still have to say, I think even over Child's Play, I think that Friday Night not making it in should have gone over I should have gone over Child's Play. I love Child's Play, but
my problem with Friday Night, I didn't grow up with it. That was one of those ones that I just didn't see in the 80s. And so it probably would have been on my list, and I just kind of forgot about it. And I've only seen it a couple of times, so it's not one of those I've seen like 20 times. Yeah,
rewatch it this Halloween season. You'll be glad you did.
Yeah, but even Monster Squad didn't make it. And I thought that's probably my top 10.
That must have had a lot of votes, though.
Monster Squad. No, it didn't, dude. It didn't.
I think people, because it was not horror,
Really?
it's considered more kid friendly.
It was it got a score of 24, which is still, it probably would have made top 50 or 60, but it was only on 4 lists. It was mine and yours, Spooky, and Alex and Eric Spudik.
I also had The Gate on my list too.
A
really cool movie.
The Gate too.
Wow.
And that's another one.
Fun movie. The Gate was on mine.
Yeah, it's on me, Alex, and Spudik's list, and that's a movie that I didn't also grow up with, but I wish I saw it in the 80s because I would have been obsessed with it.
Yeah. Did you have HBO as a kid?
I did, but I never fucking saw it for some reason. I had it periodically, HBO.
He was too busy watching Beastmaster on HBO.
yeah.
On
hey,
TNT.
Beastmaster's on HBO.
I was watching The Worst Witch on HBO.
Oh,
yeah.
Curry.
The Worst Witch. I put that on my list, motherfuckers. I don't care.
The Worst Witch was on your list? Wow.
Yeah. I had 2 musicals.
I
had a Little Shop and The Worst Witch. So, not really a horror movie, but it's horror elements.
What about Henry? Like,
Henry.
Henry was one for me that didn't make the top 100 when I came up with here's 150 of it. And I'm like, I love this movie, but I just don't revisit it.
Henry,
for me, it's not a movie to love.
Maybe because you're the same person.
Yeah, it was on 4 lists.
Though I had Basket Case, and that wasn't anywhere to be seen.
Yeah, but now
Basket
Case,
on Alex's shirt.
You were not,
except he's representing.
Oh shit! So
he knows.
Basket Case had 4 appearances. Dave, Hunter, Alex, and Jared. Jared put it in his top 20. And Spooky Dan had Basket Case 3 in his top 80.
Why 3? I'm curious.
Because it's so much fun. It's so goofy and off the walls and batshit crazy. And one, I've never really loved one that much compared because I saw 2 and 3 before I saw 1. So I just love 2 and 3 because they were so fun. One's not fun in the same way. It's kind of ugly.
The crude paper mache one.
Yeah.
Basically compared to 2 and 3 where they had more money.
1 still terrifies me.
I love it. Well, yeah, there's some freaky shit about it. And it's disturbing and it's sleazy and nasty. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
And it's one of the few. You got Maniac, you got Basket Case, you get those few films that really capture 42nd Street when it's still fucking dirty and nasty.
Yeah.
And that's one franchise I've never seen one movie from.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Not one of them yet. So
someone's due for
I don't even know what's in the basket.
Someone's due for a discovery.
I don't even know what the fuck's in the basket, guys.
A case.
Yeah, you can't escape figuring out eventually.
What about The Fog? Where was The Fog on the list?
The Fog, my list. Yeah. Very high on Dave's list for sure. The Fog, it was on 4 lists. It was highly scored at 26. It was on Jimenez, Dave, of course. Oh, it wasn't super high on Davis. Oh, it was high on Jared's list. He had it in top 20 and Spudik. So 4 of you guys had it on.
It's got zombie pirates in it. Of course it's going to be on my list.
I was in Zombie Pirates.
Oh my God, were you?
Yeah, we shot that in Mississippi, 2013. It was kind of like a ripoff of The Fog and Tombs of the Blind Dead.
I'm just looking at this. I'm glad Frankenhooker had 3 appearances from 3 of us that had very good taste. All of us raising our fists right now.
I mean, I love Frankenhooker. I just was out of the 31 greatest. Not for me.
Top 100. It's our 100.
I would put it. I would put it in the.
Oh, sorry.
Top 10 of all time, all movies.
I like because for me, like Basket Case or Brain Damage for me are like Pete Kenenlotter.
Over Frankenhooker, really? Wow.
Over Frankenhooker, yeah.
Wow.
Frankenhooker was always sort of plastic and silly and stuff. I like it. I just don't like it as much. Jeez.
Yeah. Brain Damage is the shit. I don't think Brain Damage didn't make anyone's list.
No.
Sure.
As it damn well shouldn't.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Extra.
Bubba Hotep probably didn't make a list either, did it?
No, there's no Bubba Hotep. There's so and just talking about 31 again. Frankenstein made it onto 2 lists. That was Dave and Hunter. So Dave's top 10, and Hunter's top 30. But Bride of Frankenstein made it on 2 different lists. Jared in his top 70 and Spooky Dan in his top 80 or so. Yeah.
What about Larry Cohen movies? Did any of his stuff
on
anybody's list?
Some did. I don't have them by director, but if I can remember, The Blob was on a few. My brain is.
The Blob was not Larry Cohen.
Oh shit!
You're thinking the Stuff.
I'm thinking about The Stuff. Yeah, The Stuff. The Stuff.
Yeah, I put The Stuff.
Yeah, The Stuff, and I took off all of my Larry Cohen list, but off of my list. But The Stuff is my favorite of his. It made it on to Spooky Dan and Jonathan's.
Yeah, no, I put It's Alive.
What's that?
It's Alive.
Oh, you put It's Alive too. Somebody might have put It's Alive 2 or 3 as well.
Yeah, It Lives Again, I think, is my favorite of the trilogy.
Jared also had It's Alive.
And I definitely put the Blob remake on the list.
I did too.
Yeah, the Blob remake. Sorry, yeah, I fucking. Everyone out there, I know that Chuck Russell directed the Blob remake.
I put Maniac.
Let me have a little more whiskey.
Oh yeah, I had Maniac on my list too.
Yeah.
Oh, you did. The Blob 88 made it onto Dave, Spudik, and Spooky Dan.
Yeah, I mean that movie's pretty much flawless. That's a fun film.
The Spudik's the top 10 even.
Oh yeah, I've seen it 30 or 40 times.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Shawnee Smith, man, with that machine gun.
Yeah. That's not enough. You need to see it more.
And I like that little baby blob at the end. You know, there's just going to be a sequel, and they never made another one.
Yeah. Yeah, Chuck Russell, man. That was right after he did Dream Warriors.
Yep.
That's right. He also produced Hell Night. He has a pretty good filmography.
Yeah.
No Black Sabbath.
Oh yeah,
I put that on my list.
yeah.
That was on mine.
Jonathan Jimenez. Oh shit, Jimenez had it twice on his list. Oh no, he had Black Sunday. So yeah, so Dave, Jimenez, and Jonathan, and you guys have it highly regarded. Dave top 30, Jonathan top 20, Jimenez top 40 or 60.
It was tough.
What about
I picked one Bava, and that was it, and it was tough. It was like No, I put Blood and Black Lace on my list too somewhere.
I put 3 of them.
Oh, okay. Blood and Black Lace, and then Black Sunday.
Black Sunday got a lot.
Jimenez and Jonathan. Just that's it. Black Sunday.
Yeah.
And then what about his son's movie, Demons?
I put that on my list.
Yeah, let's move down to that. So Demons made it. So no sequel, Demons, but Demons made it on Dave's list, Eric Spudik's list, and Jonathan's list.
Yeah, definitely one of the best Italian films of all time, I think.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I think if I would have remembered that would have made my list. It's funny when you go through everyone's other list and you're like, oh shit, I forgot that one.
That movie, yeah.
And that's another movie you need to see in the fucking theater. You have to experience that at least once in your life.
And it's playing at the New Beverly Cinema, I think, in about a week?
Yeah.
With Evil Dead.
There you go. So here in LA, right now it's September 30th as we record this. Go buy your ticket right now if you're watching. Okay. And
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What were some of the more unusual anomalies on lists?
Yeah.
That surprised you?
Yeah. So let's start with some top 10. So here are some of the top 10s that did not make anyone else's list. Spooky Dan.
I was saying, me and Eric are probably covered on this.
No. Eric had 0 on this little list of anomalies. So Spooky Dan had
what about Dolly Dearest?
Dolly Dearest? No, that was
did anybody else have that?
No, that was on your top 10.
I did put Dolls on. I did put Stuart Gordon's Dolls on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Love that. I love that.
But yeah, Spooky Dan had Repo, the genetic opera.
He has to, though. He has to.
By law.
By law, he's obligated to.
Yeah.
So Ken Sledge had 3 that weren't on other people's lists. Alex had 4, but let's go through Ken's real quick. He said Sometimes They Come Back in his top 10.
Ooh.
Hocus Pocus in his top 10, and a newer movie, Dark and the Wicked, which I haven't seen. Has anybody seen that?
I
never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's Brian Bertino, the guy who did The Strangers. It's it's his latest movie that came out a couple years ago now.
Not good.
No, a lot of atmosphere and stuff like that, but I wouldn't say it's one of the best. Out of the 31, I wouldn't put it anywhere near the 31 greatest.
Yeah, they had it on their top 10. Hunter had a movie called Calvert, The Ordeal.
Oh my god,
that's a good movie, but wow, top
that
10.
explains Hunter. That's
I haven't seen that
movie.
Yeah,
ugly movie.
Then Alex, I'm about to run to go pee, but Alex had 4. So I'm going to run these through you guys, and you guys can discuss. Before I pee, I'm going to say, number 1, Wild Zero is on Alex's list. It's fucking awesome movie. And that's one of those movies that if you have the DVD, it has a drinking game.
The drinking game.
And if you try to get through the drinking game while watching the movie, I've never been able to finish the movie while doing even with just beer and shit, dude. Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
I'll take that as a challenge, Alex.
Anytime anyone's head explodes, anytime anyone says rock and roll, anytime anything spontaneously combusts, you got to drink, and 10 minutes just destroyed.
Yeah, it's hard to fucking finish that. I'd fall asleep every time I tried that. Okay, so he also had Freaks, Street Trash,
Freaks,
and They Live, Freaks, Street Trash. He did not, and no one else had them on their list, but they were all 4 on his top 10.
I tell you, I forgot about Freaks.
Freaks.
That's pretty great. That's pretty
I'm
good.
all alone. Weird.
No,
Definitely way ahead of his time.
I forgot about Freaks.
That's the thing. 100's overwhelming. You think you have all this time, and then all of a sudden you're not. But you're sitting there at like 30 and 40, just like, I can't think of movies. And then you're at 120 before you know it. It's so fucking weird.
Yeah.
I think Street Trash was on my, it didn't quite make the list, but it was a fun movie that maybe should have, but.
I mean, is it one of the top 31 horror movies of all time? Probably not. But is it one of my top 31, like in my DVD players, and I go to a fucking desert island? It is, you know? The rewatchability for me is through the roof. Yeah. And I've seen that movie probably like 30 or 40 fucking times, like way too many times.
Wow.
Who hasn't seen Wild Zero?
I haven't seen it.
I saw it.
I've seen it. I own it. I've seen Guitar Wolf play live. I had Guitar Wolf pass out in a piss-strewn alley right in front of me as he was playing the show, and then get up and go back into the show. It was amazing.
Was it your pee?
No. What am I? Fucking heathen? Come on.
Which show was that? I go to pretty much every single one.
It was here in Los Angeles. It was a place called The Garage many years ago.
Oh, this was oh my god!
I used to go there.
Yep.
The Garage was awesome.
What happened
there?
One, right? The last time I went.
What?
Isn't that
the Flesh Eaters building?
Yes, that's the Tenacious D.
What happened to Tenacious D? There,
they used to play there, and when they shot the show, it was modeled after the Garage.
Oh, got it. Okay,
the stage.
Okay,
got it. Yeah, I don't think I ever played there. Can't remember. Oh shit, I did play the Garage. Never mind. Yeah.
Anyways, Jonathan, Wild Zero. It's Japanese. It's fucking aliens. It's vampires. It's fucking head explosions. It's rock and roll as fuck.
Dude, it's fucking amazing.
It's just gory, amazing, hysterical. Cheesy. It's an amazing love story, oddly enough. It's fucking just highly
It's funny.
suggestive.
I don't remember thinking it was horror at the time. I remember liking it, but I remember
zombie-ish.
It's got all the tropes now that you say that, but I just sort
of
like Aliens. Like, okay, there's enough horror things in it. Any of us could have put it on the list, but none of us did. But that Wild Zero, I just like, oh
maybe
it's so was more action.
It's all in the presentation.
Like it's so comical.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Well, there you go.
Ooh, this is an attractive group now, guys.
Yeah. Oops, I pressed the wrong button. Yeah, it's so comical that maybe you thought it wasn't a horror movie, or maybe it's so action packed, or like a buddy comedy, a road trip movie as well. And
so. See, that's why I didn't put Toxic Avenger on my list, because it's too funny. It's a
You did. Yeah, you did.
Oh,
you're the only. I think I'm the only one.
No, I definitely did.
I thought
you did too.
I put 1 and 4 on my list.
You were the one really then. Good. Okay. Oh yeah, you're the one, wow. Alex. Okay, shit. Sorry. Alex is the only one. He had Toxic Avenger and Citizen Toxie, which is the masterpiece of the series. Yeah.
Yeah. Part 4 is super gory, excellent special effects, and it's funny as hell.
Yeah,
it's a good party movie.
Yeah, it's my favorite of them. Like I had to put 1 because it started it all, but like 4 is my favorite for sure.
Yeah,
right 2 and 3 are pretty rough. Yeah, they're trying too hard.
They're low budget for trauma, and that's saying a lot. You know?
I swore.
I mean, I know they made it
mind, and I just looked and I'm like, nope, it's at the very end. So no.
Which one?
Yeah. So
first Toxic.
So
has anyone seen the new Toxic Avenger?
I know they had that one time.
They showed it last year at Beyond Fest. It was a year ago.
That's it.
It was a year ago. Wow.
Yeah, I think Mike Mendez watched it. I think he liked it.
He saw it. No, he hated it.
Oh, he hated it?
Really?
He did not like it. Sorry, Mike. Not mean to throw you out there. Now you are on your dislike of the new Toxic Avenger. He's like, I don't get it. He didn't like it.
There's nothing about it that sounds like a good idea.
Apparently, a lot of people didn't like it either, since it's not getting released.
I know, but I need to see it somehow, just based on. Unless they took it away from me. I need to see it even more.
Now we're talking.
So someone named Spooky Dan Walker put this movie
Because
on
Spooky
his
Dan
list.
Walker is a 13-year-old girl.
I resemble that remark. Come on.
More than you do.
Doesn't everybody love this movie though?
I've
do.
never seen it.
Oh my god, it's so fun.
What?
You haven't seen it, Christian? You of
remember it.
all people? How could you look at that? How could you not like that?
Dave,
It's
you'll
amazing.
soon realize that Christian hasn't seen any movie.
Any movie at all?
Is he like Walter Peck in Ghostbusters? Yes, it's true. This man has no dick.
I at the very least I can admit that I haven't seen things, you know. But this does look like
is a fun movie. Even
Come on,
like
Kyoto Brothers
Ernest,
reused Killer Clowns makeups as trolls. It's great.
I didn't remember
Yeah.
this one.
it is a fun
Yeah,
movie.
tell us about this, Spooky Dan.
No, I think this is just one of the ones. Like if Ernest wasn't in it, it would be a better movie. However, there's so much fun stuff. It's a lot, to be honest. It's a lot like Hocus Pocus in vibe and look, and it's just,
so
it's
much
just a
better
fun-
than Hocus
valid
Pocus.
point.
Oh, you
Come
think better?
on.
Wow, that's
Really?
No, I don't know. I'm super late to Hocus Pocus. Is like, witches flying on vacuums is not a thing for me.
Ah,
Hocus Pocus is pretty fucking awesome, though.
No, it's
No, really, I'm alone on that. Okay.
no, I mean I like
Yeah.
Hocus Pocus, but I am also late to the party too. I did not see it until I was way into adulthood. So, but and Ernest movies, I definitely
Hocus
see
Pocus
little
is an
pieces,
October essential. I'm a fan of Hocus Pocus. I'm with you.
Yeah.
you're
It's
not
just
alone,
a,
Spooky.
And they-
just a shame that Pee Wee Herman never made a Halloween movie.
Oh, that
man.
would be awesome.
With Tim Burton, that would have been fantastic.
With
Oh well, he
Burton,
did. He did Nightmare Before Christmas, so at least he did one with Tim
Yeah.
Burton. But if Pee Wee himself did a Halloween movie, that would be cool. But if Big Top Pee Wee, I'm a major Pee Wee's Playhouse and Pee Wee's Big Adventure fan. But Big Top Pee Wee really fucking rubs me the wrong way because they just.
Oh, dude, I'm right there with you.
No, the funny thing is I watched Big Top Pee Wee for the first time like this past year
Yeah.
because I'd never watched the entire thing. I never saw it in the theater or anything. I was surprised. There's way more like insider baseball stuff for adults than there is for kids in that movie. It's actually worth a rewatch with different eyes if you haven't seen it in a long time.
No, I saw it as an adult. I didn't see it as a kid. Even I was too old to watch a Pee Wee's Big Adventure when I saw it, right? Yeah, at least in my eyes, as however old I was at that time, I was still too old for it. But I thought it was a masterpiece when I was a little kid because it was so fucking creative. And then
It's the sequel's very different for sure.
and then the TV show, I was still too old for that. But Saturday morning, I fucking saw all that. I still watch that shit. I fucking am obsessed with that show.
Pee Wee's Playhouse.
But when it comes to Big Top Pee Wee and him being but before on the show in the first movie, he was always not into chicks, And then in the fucking Big Top Pee Wee, he's
a horn dog.
And it's like, what the fuck did they do to the character? Like all of
I
the
don't know,
innocence
but
and the-
some of that to me is really funny.
yeah, I mean, but you're looking at the purity of the character and like how does the character change so much? But I was lucky enough at one point when Paul Rubens was on the Tonight Show and I was the production assistant there. The producer knew I was a huge Pee Wee fan, and so when he was on the show, he was probably promoting Mystery Men or Blow. I can't remember what movie it was, but she brought me down and said, "Hey, dude, hey, come, I'll bring you down to meet him." And so I got to shake the hand that shook the world, as I like to say.
That's awesome.
He was super, super
so
nice.
eloquently
I met him
worded.
at the Magic Castle one night.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Very,
he was
very,
nice.
very cool guy.
Yeah, and after he passed, some people came out of the woodwork. So even some of our friends that were like, yeah, he would just randomly call me on my birthday or randomly call me here and there just to say hi. And I guess he was that kind of guy. And he was always one of those guys I really wanted to work with.
Yeah, it's too bad that none of us are like that.
Yeah, I know. No, yeah, hardly anybody. Nobody calls each other anymore.
Jonathan never calls.
Yeah.
No.
Dudes, I'm logging out.
All right.
Such a good time. Till
Yeah.
soon.
Adios.
You guys can talk
Thank
shit
you.
about all my picks now that I'm gone. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah,
All right.
but I don't know. I try to call people, but
course.
nobody fucking picks up, you know?
Yeah, why would you answer the phone? That's just weird. Come on.
Yeah,
Hey,
I know.
Christian, you got a movie that you need editing? You call me
Yes, okay.
right now. It's like
Even
just
if-
call.
He does.
Even if
I
I
have a
don't have any budget.
I don't, dude. What the fuck? How much do you fucking think I get to edit a fucking movie right now?
More than nothing.
Christian just.
I want to
wrote-
know. All right, so I want to know how many movies from the last 10 years made it onto the list.
Oh,
There isn't that many.
Oh, last 10
Yeah,
years.
because
looking
there were
at
things like
mine.
The Witch or Hereditary. There
Oh,
were
yeah, yeah.
Hereditary, there's a
current
few.
things that were missing.
so actually, Hereditary made it onto 4 lists: Hunter, Dave, me, Jared, and Ken. 5 lists.
Okay.
And The Witch also made it onto, I think, 4. Yeah, 4. That was still, it was.
I forget.
Yeah, it
about
was
that.
the bottom
I like
bottom 100 for Jimenez and Jared, but it's way up there for me. I think that's a masterpiece. And Hunter had it up there really high. And there's all just like little movies here and there. Sorry, I got a burp. Little movies, here and there that
I have like One Cut of the Dead.
Oh, okay, One Cut of the Dead.
That, come on, that doesn't even enter the conversation.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Like Zombie.
Greatest horror movies ever made.
Oh my dude, I would watch that movie any day. I love that movie.
Really? Train to Busan only made it on 4 lists. Tremors made it on 4 lists. Trick or Treat only made it on 3 lists, and Trick or Treat made it on Spooky Dan's list.
I'm the only one? Oh my god, I figured that would
You're
be
the
on like
only one. Yeah,
It wasn't on my list.
I didn't
Yeah,
grow
because
up.
I recognize I love the movie, but it's not a good movie.
Oh yes it is. Oh my
No, it's not. It's got a great soundtrack. The soundtrack's better than the movie.
wow.
Yeah, nobody had Black Roses on their list either.
Well, because we have
I do love that movie, but it is terrible.
Some taste.
I'm not saying that. Nothing wrong with Black Roses.
Rock and roll night.
Oh, let's not go.
Another
there.
one. Good double
Which one?
feature.
But
Rock and roll
Sinister,
nightmare.
surprisingly, Sinister only made it on 3 lists.
I put it on my list for sure.
What about it?
Okay, so there's a couple of ones in here. So hold on one second. So Alex put it was you're putting the new. Oh, Alex is not here. He only put he didn't put a year on it, so I just assumed it was the new one. I don't know. I didn't assume because it didn't make the list anyways. But Ken had 1990. I had 2017 because I think it's a fucking maniacal carnival fucking chaos movie. Hunter also had it in his top. Spooky Dan had it in his bottom 100, and Spooky Dan had it too in his bottom 100, which I do not hold that in high regard compared to the first remake. But yeah,
I
that's
would
it.
agree with you, but I still liked it.
Yeah. It Follows made it onto 2 lists, Hunter and Ken. Yeah, but it wasn't a Terrifier 2 made it onto 3 lists. That was the only one. And since 3 hasn't come out yet, according to what we've done. So yeah, Hunter, Alex, and Spooky Dan.
Okay.
What about Insidious?
Insidious, yeah. It was on. It was high on. I think it was high. Hold on,
It's high on my list.
Fine. I always have a problem fucking spelling Insidious. Anybody know how to spell Insidious?
INSIDIOUS.
Yeah, that's one of those words that one of those anomaly words that I can't get right in. So Insidious 1 was actually on 5 lists,
Oh,
Nice.
but it only scored 22 points, so it would have been maybe top 50 or 60. But Insidious Chapter 2 was on Ken's list.
Did Conjuring make the list?
I put that on the list.
Yeah, Conjuring, that one. Where are you? Conjuring 1 made it onto 2 lists, mine and Spooky Dan's. I don't see it on anyone else's list.
I put The Conjuring on my list somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see it, unless it got deleted somehow. And then Ken put Conjuring 2.
Okay.
Since we're just throwing out names, what about? So this was a little bit surprising, but Paranormal Activities seems like.
Oh yeah, I put the first one on there. I put the first one on there for sure.
Yeah, Dave and Spooky had it in the middle of their list. And that was it. And then I actually hold in higher regard Paranormal Activity, the marked ones.
I was thinking of that.
Because that one, like growing up in Southern California, in in a lot of Mexican culture as a kid. It's set in, I think, Oxnard or Ventura, and it's just Mexican kids, and there's a fucking weird witch down below doing Santeria shit, and they fucking sneak a camera down, and you get to see her doing some shit, and some fucking shit starts happening. I think that one's a way better movie. And it also at the very end they do this little tie-in with the original movie,
If you grew up like in Southern California, like we did, their house was every one of your friends' house when you went to after school. The little the doilies on the dressers in the living rooms and the dining rooms, and everything about it was authentic. I will get.
Not going to find that at your house right now, I guess, Chris.
No, I've outgrown my past.
Okay.
Yeah. If anybody doesn't know, Christopher Jimenez is a Blaxican.
It's a real term.
That a Blaxican, not a Blexican.
I like. We're just gonna rewrite it right now.
Don't cancel me. I don't know. I'm just asking.
Who would cancel you?
What about
I know who's watching this anyway. It's just going to be us.
Yeah,
we're the only ones watching this.
Nerds. If you're still watching, tell us how fucking stupid we are right now.
No, how about not? It's already been. I gotta tap out. It's already gonna tap out. It's already been an hour over.
So what about Tales from the Hood though?
Dude, Tales from the Hood got on to 2 lists, I think.
Wow, cool.
Fine, Tales from the Hood, Tales from the Crypt, Tales from the Dark Side, Tales from the Hood. Ken, he had it in his top 10, and Jonathan, you had it in your top 80. So, yeah, it's not. Yeah. But I mean, I'm surprised that Pet Sematary had 5 appearances on lists from me, Dave, Alex, Spudik, and Ken, and it was top 10 for Ken and top 20 for me. But yeah, it just barely didn't make the cut.
Fucking Zelda is fucking terrifying.
Oh man, so amazing.
Plus a little kid with a scalpel.
Oh yeah. First I play with mommy. First I play with Judd. Then I play with mommy. Now I want to play with you.
No fair. No fair.
And that razor blade onto the fucking the tendon.
Oh god.
Oh man.
Hey Christian, I gotta know, did the movie that I hate more than any other movie, do you remember what it is?
Oh shit, I don't remember.
Babadook.
Oh,
Anybody's
actually
list?
It made it onto only one list, and it was a top 80 for Hunter.
Okay.
That
Once
just
we got
one
into
list.
The top 20 and it hadn't showed up, I got scared.
So, I mean, why would you guys, all of you here, why would you guys not regard Babadook as a, because it's kind of a modern classic, according to a lot of
people. Is it a modern classic?
So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think?
I think as far as rewatchability, it's not very high up there. It's an effective, good movie, but it's not something I'm excited to revisit.
What is it about?
Obnoxious.
Yeah. The kid is so fucking obnoxious. I think that's the general fucking idea, right? But
if I was that woman, I would have a dead kid and a dead husband. Nope. I'd be alone.
I just remember watching it and just thinking, okay, and never thinking about it again.
Yeah. I haven't revisited. I saw it once. It was like, yeah, I'm good.
I never did either. Yeah.
Don't own it. Look, She doesn't need me to own her fucking movie. She's
Right?
successful enough.
Yeah.
It's fine.
She
She's
said
fine.
it to me. I sent it back. I said, no,
No,
Really.
It's not better than Extra.
Well,
It isn't. It sure
Yeah.
isn't.
Oh, it's a really
When I
cool
own
movie.
Extra.
I love
All right,
it.
guys. I'm gonna tap out. Good
All
luck.
right, Dave.
All
and
right.
then I actually have to go too because I'm going
Yeah.
to meet him. So,
Yeah.
All right.
bye,
right.
everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, look at that! Wow, what is that?
Hey.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That's the DVD
Yeah.
box set.
Yeah.
Woo!
Wow, that's cool.
Oh,
Look
heck
at
yeah,
that.
that's awesome.
Yeah, and I'll read.
Why hasn't
to
that movie
play
been
that.
remade? That's a good one that should be remade.
I remember the tagline was, "When Tony grows up, he's going to be just like Daddy."
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never
All
seen
right,
that
everybody.
movie.
Thanks,
All right,
thanks,
Spooky.
guys.
All right,
See you
Dave.
later.
Yeah,
All
thank
right.
you guys.
Good night.
Thanks, Spooky and
All right.
Dave. All right, we'll keep going. Anybody else have any other anomalies that you think should have made it?
Puppet Master 3.
Yeah, you're the only one that put a
Specifically.
Puppet Master series on the list.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
wow.
Part 3, yeah.
Yeah.
There was no
Yeah, you got the
hammer.
puppets fighting the Nazis.
How is
Yeah.
Argento's opera not anywhere?
Dude,
Canterbury.
opera. Hold on, let's see.
Well, Phenomena was on my list.
And me and Jonathan are the only ones that have fucking opera on our list, man. Shame on all of you.
That is a really good movie, though. But
I
I
have
don't know if it's top
The
100.
Beyond, Zombie.
Yeah, I had the Beyond too, man, and I have Zombie too.
Yeah.
Actually, 4 people had Beyond, and Jonathan had it in top 10. Jimenez, me, and Dave, and so yeah, Beyond should be way up there. Even Jonathan was the only one that had Bird with Crystal Plumage.
I had
Out of the-
for Hammer. I just did Dracula Has Risen from the Grave, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I can't
Hammer.
remember. I don't have your hammers fucking categorized, Chris. I don't.
I
No. I think that's the only one I put on.
I don't know. You tell me. Yeah.
I
I
put
believe.
Blood of Dracula, Curse of Frankenstein, Dracula,
Jonathan had Blood of Dracula.
Prince of
Yeah.
I had the
Darkness,
Mummy. I had Hammer's Mummy on there because that's my
Rise
Mummy
from the
movie.
Grave, or Dracula Has Risen.
Actually, yeah. So both you and Jimenez, Jonathan, have Dracula Has Risen from the Grave.
Okay.
So at least both of you guys.
The
See,
one
the
that
problem with the Universal films is we all grew up with them. I mean, that was kind of my introduction to horror. My very first thing was on Channel 5. They'd show Monday through Friday, and we'd watch those twice a year, usually around April and then during October. And every night there I was watching all that and loving it. They don't hold up. Like
yeah.
they're like 60, 70 minutes long. They just end. They're not good.
Yeah.
Influential is not necessarily good.
Well,
I own them. I own like 5 different fucking sets of them, but Bride of Frankenstein is probably the best of them. And for me, as I get
that one's
older,
great.
it's so emotional that I don't want to go there because I'm just gonna sit there and fucking cry. It's like, that's not where I want to go.
Well, I mean, I discovered the Hammer ones later, much later, and that I started with I think what's the Horror of Dracula? I think the first one was, and I was like, whoa, this is even later in I was in my 20s, so I was like, wow, this has energy, it's dialyzed, there's blood, and it's so much different from the original Universal.
Right.
It's got that. It's the same kind of thing I felt with the remake of Night, but in a different way. But
No, I get that. I mean, Christopher Lee's 6'5" and he's got presence, and you're scared of him. You're not scared of Bella.
Yeah. And those camera shots where he's right in the frame, he covers his face all in the entire frame.
Yes.
It's terrifying.
And
I was like, wow, this is cool.
Just to cover ourselves so that like Dave doesn't watch this later and come down our throats for being wrong. Just to clarify.
Wait,
Curse
did
of
you just say
Frankenstein
Dave's
was
gonna
first.
come down your throat?
Why you gotta make it weird? I forget who was here. Curse of Frankenstein came first. Dracula came second. Within those, unless you want to count Quartermass in a Pit or Quartermass Experiment. So, okay, now we're covered.
Yeah.
We can move on.
But no, yeah,
Oh man,
I started going through them, and I got the box set, and I was like, oh, these are great.
it's so
Talking about the
Dude.
Hammer
Hey,
films. Christian.
Why am I the only person that has The Exorcism of Emily Rose on their list?
wow. That's a good
Dude.
one. I don't know.
Fucking
Because
awesome
100's
movie,
a
dude.
hard list. You realize real quick that 100 is not a lot.
Yeah, but it's still difficult to fucking. It's more difficult to compact your entire horror history into one top 100. But
I got 4,000
You
Blu-rays
gotta-
in my fucking living room. You know how hard it was just to narrow down 100?
yeah.
That one's, I mean, it's not my favorite, though, honestly.
Doesn't have to be your favorite, but not a favorite. But
Oh, yeah.
the movie's fucking awesome. Obviously, yeah. It's not even on anyone's list. All 10 of us. So
Mm.
I want to qualify, by the way, Christian. My Hills Run Red. One, I love movies where they go searching for shit.
yeah.
Two, and I don't think it's ever been done better. And I will give Dave this kudos. The trailer that he has for the Lost movie is so fucking perfect
Oh,
and feels
yeah.
real. When I
Yeah.
think of it, I see it on my grandparents' fucking living room console TV. Like during fucking Bonanza or whatever my grandfather would be watching at the
Yeah.
time. It's that fucking good. And that's the thing that stuck with me the most. And that's why I love that movie and why it's on my list.
Yeah,
That's
actually, 4 years ago, when I forget which company put out a special edition, and actually this week
Screen Factory
was the 15th. It's Screen Factory. So this week was the 15th anniversary of the Hills Run Red. But 4 years ago on this channel, if you go back to our older videos, we interviewed Dave Parker when the Hills Run Red was re-released in 2020. So check that out if you're interested in that movie and hearing Dave talk about that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just put out, like we said earlier, he put out this really cool director's reel. You could find it on my Instagram. I posted it.
Oh,
But,
yeah, I haven't watched it yet. Yeah,
But yeah, it's awesome. It's a lot of Hills Run Red are on there, and some other thing, his newer stuff and some other stuff. It's really, really good.
I'm really surprised that Get Out was not highly regarded on all of our lists, because it's super high on my list, and it only made it on the 3 lists, Alex and Ken and mine. So what is it about Get Out? Oh, you forgot?
Yeah.
You didn't like it?
No, I love it. I think it's another game changer of a movie.
Yeah.
And
my issue. No, go ahead, Jonathan. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, I think it's a game changer. It has those notes of Invasion of the Body Snatchers and things like that, but I think there's a lot of stuff in it that's from a perspective that that you're not seeing. And it's not just because he's the black dude in the white neighborhood and all that. It's just, it was fresh. It was something that I think horror needed at the time.
Yeah.
And it won an Oscar too, didn't it?
When I walked out of the theater, I was like, I walked into the bathroom and I was like looking over my shoulders. And as guys, females don't really realize that as guys, we really look over our shoulders especially when we're in the bathroom, or we're in a kind of an exposed moment. And you might, because there are fucking dudes that can fight way better than you, no matter what you try to do. And maybe Eric could kick their ass because he knows a little karate, but he knows a lot more crazy. But you worry about that. But for the first time, I felt the paranoia of being a black person. Probably more than any other movie, like any other black movie I've watched or documentary I've watched. If I've watched a Black Panther documentary or anything like that, that one really gave me that feeling.
Well, I'll tell you that
momentarily, you know,
that opening scene. As soon as the movie started with the guy walking down the street in the neighborhood, I've been in that situation a million times. And I identified with that right away, actually.
Yeah, okay.
I've had to the point where I my girlfriend likes to go to let's go up by Beverly Hills or whatever, Pacific Palisades, and walk by the houses. I'm like, I don't want to walk in those neighborhoods.
Oh shit!
I have that paranoia, and so
I have never had that experience, Jonathan. Growing up in LA my whole life, Orange County.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I never had that, and that's why those movies. And I know, Christian knows because Christian knows me real fucking well, but I've never had those experiences, so I don't relate to those movies, any of them, and so it's lost on me. All I see is, for lack of a better way of putting it, the socio-political message, and I don't give a shit, so I don't like them. And then I tell the story to like friends because I think it's funny is that when Us came out, they sent me, and I get some of these cool things, but I never get the big super duper press box. For Us, I got the big one with the movie and the scissors and all this other bullshit, and all I could see was fucking Jason Blum like walking past the desk and going, "Hey Ryan, Chris is black, right? Send him the big one. Hook him up."
You know, there's parts of Us that's, I think, as a movie or the making of it, like it's a better made film than Get Out. Yeah.
I mean, well, it's a different movie.
It's a different movie.
It's a way more confusing. I mean, the logic behind that movie is quite iffy. So it did not make. I don't think it made it on anyone's list here, but some of the techniques used in it is fantastic, and even just the opening horror scenes with the home invasion parts is really cool, and just some of the dreamlike qualities and all the carnival stuff is really cool. But as a cohesive experiment of a story, it just didn't fucking quite work altogether for me.
I think he spoon fed too much. He could have cut some of that out. He didn't need to tell you everything. Us. I think he gave you too much.
Mm-hmm.
To me,
it's
just
a simpler
like
story than
is hammered
it made it.
What'd you say, Chris? To me, it feels like everything is just like hammered in, just like beat over the head with it, and that just makes me revolt against it even more.
Yeah, that I got that in Us, and I was like, man, why are you that's enough. You gave us what the little pieces we need. We can make the connection. But no, I mean, I've been in. I don't know about growing up in LA. I grew up in the Bay Area, and I've been in different areas. And like I remember being in high school and going in Cupertino, which is near where all social media is now, like where Facebook and all that stuff. And just by me walking in the neighborhood, the police were called to see what I was doing there when I was visiting somebody I knew.
Oh, shit.
And so yeah, it's like, I don't know. As soon as that opening of Get Out, I was like, oh, okay, it's kind of, I get this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and how about Nope? It didn't make it on anyone's list
because it's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
It's that like opening scene is awesome. And you're like, oh my god. Well, it's okay. Strap in, and that's all you get. The only other cool thing in that fucking movie is Michael Wincott's in it. That's it.
From The Crow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like it's almost like a Shyamalama movie, but
those are better.
No, yeah, those are a little better.
Yeah, Shyamalan didn't make. I don't think anyone put any of his movies on their top 100. Like,
I didn't put him on, but I like him as a filmmaker.
yeah,
Yeah, I do too.
I mean, I guess I don't know.
Strange.
I haven't seen a lot of his movies, so I don't know. Go ahead. Yeah, I haven't seen a lot of his movies.
I was just gonna say his movies kind of fall into that that Twilight Zone kind of vibe, and I like soon as I think of things like that or Hitchcockian type stuff, I think of him. When I'm thinking of horror movies, that he doesn't pop up in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think maybe The Sixth Sense is more thriller, and Unbreakable is obviously not horror.
Oh yeah,
Signs, I guess, is sci-fi.
Actually, Sixth Sense made it on two lists.
That's cool.
Good.
I mean, technically, it's a ghost story.
Yeah.
I do like The Sixth Sense, but it was ruined for me. Somebody told me the ending before I saw it, so when I watched it, I was just like, well, I already know how it ends. Yeah.
How late? When did you see it, though? That's the question.
Probably 2001 or 2002 or something.
When did it come out?
I think it came out in
99. 99.
Well, 2 years later, it's negligible. You should have seen it.
Same way with Fight Club, I already knew the ending.
Oh my God. Okay, Eric, leave your house.
Yeah,
I should just cover my ears.
All he watches is anything that came out on VHS. That's it,
Yeah, I think my
I'll
list.
start making me copies and I'll send them to you.
There wasn't a whole lot of new stuff on my list besides Insidious. I think because of the fact that I like movies to ripen. I got to watch them 2 or 3 times to decide, like, is this really a top 100 or is it something I liked for a moment?
Yeah, it's true.
Hey, have you guys ever seen Pedro Almodovar's The Skin I Live In?
Yeah, of course.
I did not watch it.
Yeah, that's in my top 100, and I mean it's kind of a horror movie, but it's a mad scientist horror movie. Kind of like Les Sans Visage, Eyes Without a Face, or but it is it'll kick you in the balls by the time you figure out what's actually going on with this movie. It is phenomenal. Yeah. And I've seen it once. That's it. And I'm still have not seen it again. I need to I thought I owned it, but I don't. It is so fucking cool. And it's a Shyamalan kind of ending. I'll tell you that, man. It is fucking wild.
I used that movie in my pitch for Sinister Surgeon, and it was actually it was in their reference too.
Oh, really? So Mad Doctor movies. Okay, cool. Yeah. If you haven't seen Sinister Surgeon, the Tubi original directed by Jonathan, just came out a few months ago. Go check it out on Tubi. Yeah. So Slumber Party Massacre Part 3.
What?
Eric Spudik had it on his list.
No, I didn't. No, I think part 1.
Oh, part 1? Okay, so
because part 3 is really bad.
Dude, there's a fucking 3 next to it, so you put it. I probably didn't.
Are you
put
serious?
it.
With you people in the keys and the
I think
2 is my favorite of those. 2 I enjoy.
Yeah, Slumber Party Massacre is a kick-ass movie. That's a really cool movie, and it was made by feminist lesbians.
It was written by Rita Mae Brown, and it was directed by Amy Holden Jones.
Yeah,
who went on to make she wrote Mystic Pizza with Julia Roberts.
Oh shit, I didn't know that. Wow.
And Sandra Bullock.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Eric Spudik also had Slugs on his list.
Yeah,
it's a cool movie. When I was a little kid,
I
remember. The scene where
he
chops off his hand. Ooh,
that's a
freaks me out.
Nostalgia right there.
I did not have Tower of Evil in my list, and I'm surprised. I thought about it later, but who's seen it here? 1972.
No. Which one?
Tower of Evil. It is
that one.
It's partially a teenagers go to have sex at a lighthouse slasher, but 72 before Black Christmas.
Okay.
It's got other stuff going on, but that's kind of like the basic setup of how it starts. Watch it. It's fucking good. 2, it's the precursor to Black Christmas and Halloween.
Nice.
And nobody fucking knows this movie.
Well, I mean, there was
Blu-ray.
Bava. Bava also did the precursor to kind of the slasher.
Bay of Blood and Twitch
Yeah.
of the
Blood.
Afternoon.
And when was Bay of Blood though? 70.
That was 70 around the same time. 72, 73, or 4, 5, something like that.
Dude, those are the movies that no one talks about enough. They talk about Bay of Blood more.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about Tower of Evil, and that movie's fucking great.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen that.
Atmospheric.
Is it a foreign film?
No. I mean, okay, I believe it's an English film. If Dave said that doesn't count as foreign, though. But,
yeah, I know.
Coincidentally,
Racist.
I don't watch movies that aren't in English. Don't like them, can't watch them. So if I tell you it's
definitely racist.
Yeah, that's it. I'm not gonna read shit. I only read John Woo movies. That's it.
You don't watch Zimbabwean movies?
Oh fuck no. I don't like foreign movies. I don't like Bollywood. I want to watch a movie in English by American assholes.
So, Jimenez, you have 2 summer movies on your list here. Summer Camp from 2016 and Summer of 1984.
What's the first one? Summer Camp, right?
Summer Camp. Yeah, what is that movie? I've never seen that.
These counselors, administrators are running a summer camp for kids, and they're there to go set up before the kids show up, and just one of them gets contaminated with this kind of rage thing.
Yeah.
It's fucking cool. Take 28 Days Later and mix it with like a summer camp movie, and that's kind of what you get. It stars Jocelyn Donahue.
It's comedy, right? Like
no, it's straight. No, completely straight.
Yeah.
Quigley was.
No, but I mean the genre.
Summer Camp. Okay, no, I haven't seen the trailer.
No, I would call it straight. I would call it like straight horror film.
Jocelyn Donahue.
Yeah,
she's so pretty, but is she kind of always kind of plays everything kind of low for me. And I've seen her in a few movies.
House of the Devil.
Yeah, House of the Devil, but I don't know. I mean, I wish she would play something different or play something a little. You know, she's always like Miss Cool and just kind of laying low. And is that the way she is in this movie too?
You know what? I haven't watched it in a while, so I don't remember. I'd have to rewatch.
Yeah,
but give that one a shot. And then Summer of '84, take Monster Squad and make that shit real. If we were kids and we were doing that kind of thing, it wouldn't be monsters. It would be a serial killer, and that's their tagline. A serial killer lives next door to somebody.
Okay.
And it's like, okay, what if we were kids and we were really out dicking around like that? Like, we're going to solve the mystery of
kind of like
strange murderers. Yeah. But what would happen if it was real? And it wouldn't be pretty. And that's what that movie is. It's a cool movie, but it's not fun.
Oh, really? I started it, but I never finished
the
it.
end, and you're like, well, that's fucked up. It plays it straight and really real. It's a great film, but it's not a party movie.
Oh, yeah. It made it on 2 lists.
You guys are gonna all drink yourselves to death at the end.
Yeah, it made it on Ken's list too. It's in his top 10. So yeah,
it's a really good film.
You know,
my 2 summer movies.
How come Street Trash was not on anybody's list?
Alex had it.
Yeah, besides Alex, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, cool special effects, but not the best plot. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I figured it would be on your list, Eric, because you like fucking gross out movies and concepts.
Oh yeah, especially that toilet scene with the monster coming out of the toilet. And, there's a remake that's going to be playing at the New Beverly, I think October 17th or so.
Oh, really? Shit.
Bloody Disgusting produced it.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Interesting.
I noticed, we talked about Wes Craven, but nobody had, or I don't know, did anybody have Serpent in the Rainbow?
Let's see.
No, I didn't.
No.
That's one of my favorites.
No one said Serpent.
Weird.
Oh wait, yeah, just you, Jonathan. That's it.
Yeah.
It's a great film. I didn't.
Yeah, it's great.
Basically, I got the call the night before, so it was like, come up 100 movies.
Yeah, no,
that's how you don't have Trick or Treat on my fucking list, even though I got like fucking 17 different T-shirts, Sammy Kerr, everything.
Yeah, it's like I had. What else did I miss?
What about People Under the Stairs?
Yeah,
I don't like that movie. I never liked that film for the same reasons we talked about. It was never. I couldn't get into it. Also, it was weird to see my Twin Peaks people in bondage gear, and I don't like Nadine anyway. So there was nothing for me to eat here, as the saying goes. There was nothing on the fucking menu for me, so I never went back.
I thought,
but the remake looked even worse.
It's fun as once they get in the house, you're in this haunted house basically, and there's a lot of cool stuff going on. Like when they're going through the house, the girls, they're hiding stuff through the walls and things like that. I like it. I mean, the setup for it, take it or leave it, if that's the thing. But I think it wasn't a huge one when I was a kid. I started to like it more when I got older. Just, I think maybe nostalgia reasons.
That makes sense. That's why I own shit like Howard the Duck. Nostalgia love.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrible. I can't watch it. When I bought it, I popped it in. I watched the extras. I'm like, okay. I put on the movie. I got maybe 20 minutes into it. I'm like, fuck, this movie's terrible. I never went back to it.
Dude,
but I have it, and I don't sell it like to Zia Records or whatever.
When I was in college, I had an agent. An agent was teaching a class about producing and being an agent, like about Hollywood. It was kind of one of those like one-off classes, and he was the agent for the writer who wrote Howard the Duck. And this agent's claim to fame and his most gangster saying was, I was the guy that fucking sold Howard the fucking Duck to Hollywood, to George fucking Lucas of all people. I sold that shit and made that garbage movie happen. And he was so proud of it. Yeah, it was like one of his like mic drop moments, dude. He was such a cool fucking cool teacher for that one little class. And in that class, just happened to be returning to college for some reason, and someone came over to me and they said, "Hey, you're into horror movies, right?" I said, "Yeah." And they said, "Do you know who that a little bit older lady is back in the left corner?" I'm like, "No, who's that?" They said, "It's Ronnie Blakely from A Nightmare."
Really?
The mom.
Oh, nice.
I looked over it and I'm like, no fucking way is Ronnie Blakely in my class. So I went over and talked to her, and talked to her a few times, and but yeah, one of those wild things that Howard the Duck and Ronnie Blakely,
Yeah, it's weird that the agent or manager
class.
Yeah, fucking bizarre class. It was one of the best classes I had in college.
The people who wrote Howard the Duck already knew George Lucas way back, going to American Graffiti, and
oh really?
They wrote Temple of Doom, so they knew George Lucas way back. So it makes you wonder how much that agent or manager really lived there. Those people made.
He said
they made a movie called
"Do This," and they said, "All right."
And they made a movie.
That's where it went.
Anybody have Monkey Shines on their list?
No.
I'm a diehard Romero fan, but I don't know if Monkey Shines would be in my top 5 favorite Romeros.
Jonathan's the only one.
Yeah.
There was only 2 mists on the list. The Mist.
Huh.
There were 2
That
Mikeys on
ending
the
is
list.
great.
That's a good. I forgot about that movie too. That's a good movie.
The Mist.
See,
Yeah,
it's hard. It's
Yeah.
hard. All right,
There's only-
guys, I gotta bounce.
All
Yeah,
right.
I'm gonna cut out too.
Cool. Well, everyone, thank you for watching our follow-up to the 31 greatest horror movies of all time.
It was a great
Let
time.
us know below what you think of what we've been talking about, and if we'll come back and comment toward you guys. And
Let's
I
know.
don't know. We've been going
Let
for
us know
too
what you
goddamn
think about
long.
what we've been talking
Yeah.
about, like the ridiculous things like Howard the Duck. It's good.
Yeah. And Sputnik's the only one that had Motel Hell, by the way.
Oh my god,
Oh.
I'm surprised Dave Parker didn't have it because Dave did the commentary for the DVD.
Oh, he did? What the fuck? Come on, Dave.
Yeah, how did
Parker
he
did
miss
that.
it? It's easy to
Damn.
forget about this stuff.
You know, if we want to start talking about that kind of stuff, that there's a whole bunch of movies that should be on all our lists.
Yeah.
Murder Mansion. Christopher Jimenez is the only one that had that one.
Because I fucking love that movie by myself.
And before we leave, none of you motherfuckers had the Mutilator on your list, by the way.
Oh man.
No.
Yeah,
Dude.
great tagline.
I do
you know,
like
cool
that movie.
kills.
I do own it.
Yeah. Besides
Great
me.
Yeah.
poster. Great
Murder
poster.
Mansion, Forgotten Giallo.
Yeah, and
Volume
you
3.
had Murder Mansion, yeah.
Yes.
And since nobody has seen Murder Lust, but I still have it on my list. Nobody else had it on their list. Eric,
So
you
we're gonna
haven't
do a
seen
murder
Murder
double
Lust?
feature.
I saw it maybe 25 or 30 years ago. I just remember the VHS box, but I don't remember the actual movie. I want to say it was made in like the late 70s,
No, it was like
79?
mid 80s.
mid 80s.
Yeah, I'm actually responsible for the DVD release of that movie.
That's right. Vinegar Syndrome, I think.
Yeah,
Or-
the other one.
Oh, Severin. Severin.
No,
Inter-
but yes, it's Severin's like little
yeah,
uh,
Intervision.
Intervision.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're offshoot. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it one of these days because I don't remember anything about it.
Yeah, I have a little. We Film Villains did a little segment about it. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and thanks for sticking around and hearing us talk shit. Make sure you like and subscribe, and talk some shit to us down below in the comments, and we will see you on the next one.